Marjorie Taylor Greene, when our audience votes for Bonehead of the Week every single week, you're a surefire winner. Let's give her due again. Not even a competition, really, Gabe.
Oh, dude.
Like, she out front. No way anyone else is going to win. And the reason why, Gabe, is you posted it earlier, or well, actually last night, I believe, this video here.
The only border they care about is Ukraine, not America's southern border. Under Republicans, not another penny will go to Ukraine. Our country comes first. They don't care about our border or our people.
So there you have it. Putin's party is now official. So go, if you like Vladimir Putin as your leader, if you like Vladimir Putin, the murderous dictator, as your friend, your foe, or your friend and your ally, you love him, go vote Republican. If you think he's a murderous dictator who is a threat to not just Ukraine's democracy, but democracy around the world, then I would suggest that you do what Gabe said and vote blue. There's a couple other clips here that makes her look disgusting, which isn't difficult at this point. But here she is getting the crowd to cheer about Nancy Pelosi and her husband.
Where Americans are robbed, stabbed, raped, kidnapped, carjacked, and murdered. But the only crime victim you hear about from Democrats in the media is Paul Pelosi. Paul Pelosi was brutally attacked by a drugged-out illegal alien that should have been deported. And Paul Pelosi should have been a gun owner and shot his attacker.
This is really... Oh, what a bonehead.
All right. There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of stupidity down
the beginning part, really quickly, just the beginning part, she says there's this crime, they want to do this, they rape, they do all this. First off, one, if someone is unfortunately raped, that is something the Republican Party says, nah, fuck it, we don't really care. They won't do anything about it. If you're raped and you get pregnant, the Republican Party says,
carry that baby motherfucker literally, all the way to term. Even if it's your life, fuck you.
They literally are telling everyone from a 10-year-old, 12-year-old to a 30-year-old woman saying, hey, look, maybe that was like your fault that you did that.
Right.
Like they completely don't.
What were you wearing?
What were you wearing? What were you doing? What did you tell them? How did you respond? It's like, whoa, why are we blaming the victim? Like actually blaming the victim. And
by the way, there are a lot of instances where it's medically necessary. It doesn't have to be nefarious to receive this. But I want to show you a clip here.
Yeah.
Now we showed it. It was shown earlier on the video with Laura Ingraham, but I think it fits well right here where she is talking about how an illegal alien. I love how this Canadian who was here on a visa, who overstayed his visa, who's been duped into believing shit like QAnon. And
she's talking about shooting her own people.
Right. Listen to this voice on this video and tell me if you can recognize it.
She's a traitor to our country. She's guilty of treason. Right. She took an oath to protect American citizens and uphold our laws. And she gives aid and comfort to our enemies who illegally invade our land. That's what treason is. Exactly. And by our law, representatives and senators can be kicked out and no longer serve in our government. And it's a crime punishable by death.
Okay, so there she actually invokes the illegal immigrant kind of thing, but in the opposite direction. Did you notice that? Did you notice that she's treasonous because she's letting the illegals in, and we should hang her for it because the penalty.
Well, then she also says treason is something where they're removed by office, punishable by death, and it's like the projection of this woman who was part of the January 6th insurrection, who said, I didn't know what was going on, but in December was coming back from a meeting and said, oh, we got to stop the steel rally and this and that. Like, you're actively pushing the big lie, and you're actively a part of this coalition coup to go against our own self-interest, our own country. So it's just
And,
like,
well,
guys, this
and
is what the fucking Republican Party is. They don't
the
care
one-
about you.
The one last thing I want to mention is the other comment she made at the rally about the gun. Now, what she said about the gun is fucking rich, because Paul Pelosi is still alive.
Yeah.
He's still alive. He's still alive. Now, yes, he did get smashed in the hammer because people like Marjorie Taylor Greene incite violence and incite people who believe crazy delusional shit to go to people's houses and smash them in the head with a hammer, but he's still alive. So he didn't need a gun. He didn't need a gun. I just want to point that out. She is the biggest bonehead of all the boneheads. So everyone, make sure to vote every single week for Bonehead of the Week on Twitter, as long as there's still a Twitter, at Tony Michaels Pod. But also subscribe to the Tony Michaels Podcast, our YouTube channel. You can vote on the community tab every single week there as well. And right now, if you're watching this, because every single Friday, Gabe, we air Bonehead of the Week in the second hour of the Tony Michaels Podcast, and it replays on the MeidasTouch Network. So if you're watching this on the MeidasTouch Network right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It is super easy, so you do not miss a single MeidasTouch Network video. And also, you can download Bonehead of the Week on the weekends on Sunday, but download every single episode of the Tony Michaels Podcast. Super important. You don't want to miss it. Every single weekday, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern, 11 Central, 9 Pacific, on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and simulcasting from the MeidasTouch Facebook page, also our Facebook page. This has been this week's edition of Bonehead of the Week.